Hi, I'm Bee from Beilind, and the Stitch collection is live. So I thought we could take a little flip through and a closer look at the Stitch planner. This is a planner that you can actually combine with the project books to get a bigger, chunkier version. It's undated, but it is a yearly version. So the theme in this book is all of the pages are for a year. So for you to keep track of what patterns you used that year. And this planner, the Stitch planner, is like more of a universal book because it fits either if you sew, knit, crochet, or embroider. You can use this one. The project books for the moment are sewing and knitting. I think you can use the knitting book for crocheting also, but let's take a little look. So here we have at the moment the pink side out on the Stitch planner. You can choose to have the other side out, which is beige. So the Stitch planner starts off with a little challenge page for 50. Do you want me to actually flip through the other one maybe? Because this is the Norwegian one. And also for me, trying to flip through a Norwegian book, explaining it in English tends to mess with my words. So we are flipping through the English version. So you also get to see the little, this is the lollipop colorway, pink and orange. Isn't it cute? And on the inside you have the illustrated cover version. So, as I was trying to say, the Stitch planner starts off with a challenge. Like, my thought is like a yearly challenge, but you may be producing more than 50 projects a year, so this will maybe not last you for that long. It starts off with a challenge page for 50 finished projects. So there are 50 little illustrations here, so you can color in one for every finished object. And it's also space around the objects or illustrations, so you can write in the date you finished the object. And if you write really small, you can also have space for more info if you want to. On the back side of that page we have the list of the 50 projects, so you can actually write down what it is, so you know and which was the first one, and the list of the 50. Then we come into the planner part of the Stitch planner. Everyone starts off with a tracker, and there are always 30 if we skip like February, but all of the months have 30 illustrated icons here and one on top. So if there are just 30 days in the month, you just color in these ones, and if it is 31 days, you also color in the one on the top. And there are no numbers here, so you can choose to color in whichever one you want. And if you want to jot down the number of the date on the one, you can do that. On the bottom here, there are a dot grid section. I have chosen not to do any boxes here because I want you to have the ability to make it your own and make it fit your needs. So if you need like 15 different boxes for all of the things you want to track, you can do that. Or if you just want to track a couple of things, you can do that without me interfering in the way you want to track your month. You can track how many projects you finished. You can track how many hours you spent that day creating. You can track which project you worked on that day. There's a lot of different options, so I wanted to give you the flexibility and the freedom to do what suits you. And then we have the monthly layout. As I said, it's undated but yearly, so you can start using it right away, or you can buy it like in the summer and start using it then. You don't like need to, so you can use it as a planner that also fits all of your knitting, sewing, notes and projects and stuff, with space for notes down here and some illustrations that you can color in if you want to, or if you just want to leave them as they are. And then every month ends with a recap of what I have made, or what have I made, what inspired me, favorite project, thoughts about this month, number of projects started, number of projects completed. I don't know about you, but I tend to start more projects than I finish. So this is for you to actually reflect on the difference there. And then we have how much money I spent, time spent creating, what have I bought, how I used anything from my stash. That's also a thing we can reflect on. And then patterns I have used, and next month I want to. So the setup for each month is the same. The only thing that changes is the designs, the illustrations. So February has knitting skis as the tracker, and then illustrations, and then you then have the same type of illustrations on the tracker is the illustrations on the recap. So March is sewing machines, some more illustrations, and then sewing machines here. April is embroidery hoops. Do you embroider? I just got back into I just got back into embroidering for the first time in like 20 years. So that's fun. So embroidery illustrations. Then May have measuring tapes. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. And illustrations, and then measuring tapes. June has a little knitting swatch. Then some illustrations on the monthly. Then July has the mannequins. In Norwegian or Swedish we call them skräddarbyst. And I'm not quite sure if the same is in English, so we're just calling it a mannequin for right now. And the illustrations on the monthly pages also switch every month, but it's always something that has to do with knitting, sewing, embroidering, and crocheting. And for August we have embroidery thread. That is the main theme for that month. September we have thread, sewing thread. October we have a little knitted heart, super cute. November we have some clothes. If you sew. December is thimbles. So that is the planner part of the stitch planner. or like the actual monthly planner part. Then we get to body measurements with space for you to write in your measurements or measurements for the people you make clothes for. So you have a space for name and date, and then blank spaces here so you can use the measurements you need to for the things you make. So that's one sheet. And then we have ideas for new projects, details about the project, if it's a gift, and if it's actually done. So one sheet for that. Then we have a wish list, what, and a checklist if you have gotten it. Then we have shopping, because we probably should track that. So we have what, from, date and price, and if we actually used it. Then we have yarn and fabric swatches, patterns used this year. If you have seen the flip throughs of the project books, you have a space or a section for patterns in that one too, but this is specific for the year, so you can like remember, or I have a specific memory in mind. My mom knitted me a red sweater for Christmas a couple of years ago. Gorgeous sweater. I love that sweater. And several people also love that sweater. So I have gotten the question a lot of times, what pattern is that sweater? Because I need to make one for myself. And I asked my mom, what pattern is that sweater? And my mom does not really have the best of memory, so she doesn't really remember what pattern. I think she actually have found it now, but it's like taken a year. So this way, you can write down the pattern you have used and what project it was for, to track your pattern use for projects during the year. Then we have my favorite stores for all of the info of the stores and what you like about that specific store. If it's the yarn, if it's the fabric, if they have great patterns and things like that. Then we have my stash, what and quantity. And then we have a little column down here for used. And then we have my UFOs, unfinished objects. You write them down, and you also have a little column here for checking it off if you actually finish it. And then we have the project pages, where we have room for 20 projects. And they are also like universal, so they it doesn't really matter if you sew, you knit, crochet. You can also use it if you embroider. So you have the project name, started, finished, made for, if it's a gift, the pattern and who made the pattern or where it's from, the size, material, color, amount, needle, cost and adjustments. And they are probably more for the ones that sew, crochet and knit, but as a new embroiderer, I can still use this, because on the pattern, if it's something I bought, I can write down the pattern name. If it's something I designed, I just write down what it was and that I made it and maybe what size it is, like the size of the hoop, or if I want to embroider my logo on a shirt, for example, I can then write down that it's like 20 centimeters. Don't really see my hands if I'm out here. If it's like 20 centimeters long and 10 in height, you can write down that material, which yarn and stuff, and color and amount. Yeah, you get the gist. And for these project pages, there is a little illustration on top of all of them. Super cute. You can color them in if you want to, or just leave them as them is. As them is. Leave them as they are. Leave as is. And you also have the care instructions already printed on the page. You can just easily note in them what fits your fabric and yarn and stuff. And you have a space for either a picture, or if you want to draw the thing you're making, and a little space for adjustments and notes there. Or you can use this little space for notes. And there are different illustrations on all of them. And as I said, we have space for 20. So that was the stitch planner. And I'm super excited about this one. I'm super excited about all of the books in the Stitch collection. And I love the fact that you can combine them. So if you just grab some of the other ones. And instead of grabbing 3 of the sewing books, we can maybe grab one of each. So if we do it this way instead. So we have the knitting project book and we have the sewing project books. They have 80 pages, 40 sheets on 18mm discs. The same goes for the stitch planner. 80 pages, 40 sheets on 18mm discs. And you don't really have duplicates of pages. And the pages that are duplicates, they are more... The planner is, as I said, yearly based, while in the project book it doesn't really matter when it's used. And you can combine them. You put them on classic discs, 32mm discs, and you have like a super awesome planner project book. So I love this. But back to the stitch planner, because we had the lollipop colorway with the cover with both the illustrations and the simpler one. Love the little detail of the needle stitching the logo. And then we have the pink and beige version of the cover, and then we have the pastel ink one. So that is the stitch planner, the stitch collection. I will be linking the stitch planner and the stitch collection down in the description. And the books are available in 3 languages: English, Norwegian and Swedish. And it's also available in a printed physical version that I ship to you, that I make here in my studio. And it's also available as a digital download, instant download. So if you buy that, you can print it at home immediately, instead of waiting on the postal office and stuff from Norway. But that is the stitch collection and the stitch planner. So until next time, stay safe and be kind. Bye.